Friday. This episode of Shooting from the Lip is brought to you by the County Line, Louisville's last honky-tonk bar, located at 1891 Old Preston Highway in Hillview, Kentucky. Manager and bartender Chris Lucian invites you to check out live music every weekend, Friday and Saturday nights. Check out their Facebook page, The County Line. Mention Shooting from the Lip on Friday nights and get Jack Daniel's Honey for $3.
Shooting from the Lip features views and opinions from smart, funny, serious, and not so serious people. This show is intended for a mature and not so mature audience. Enjoy the show!
What is up? Kevin Hale in the Shooting from the Lip studio, live from Louisville, Kentucky, Louisville, KY, with my tonight's partner in crime, Tiffany Mack, substituting for Russ Hinkle. Tiffany, what is up, lady?
Oh, not much. I'm just trying to figure out if I can maintain tonight because my computer's all screwing up. So if you don't hear me for a while, you'll know why. How are you doing?
Okay. I'm doing okay. For a Monday, this Monday night, June 13th, 2016, coming off a very roller coaster type weekend. My oldest daughter and the grandbabies arrived over the weekend. Got to spend time with them a lot Saturday. Good stuff. I mean, it's because they live out of town, so just to be able to see them is, awesome. And then they're here for about a month, so that was Saturday. And
Holy
that was,
moly!
I'm sky high. And
did they wear you out like your kids did?
Yeah, they did. I mean, they were, because the youngest, the baby, is he'll be one, and actually, it's crazy. They both share the same birthday. So
well, then you better never forget
if that's not proof that, as I call out Kelsey and Mark, were what they were doing, the same time 3 years apart, you could probably narrow that down.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of cool. August 31st, August 30th, their birthday.
Well, that could very well be, that could be a New Year's baby. That could be a New Year's party. After a New Year's party, maybe.
Yeah, that's a good point, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what was going on. They had some fun on New Year's or Christmas.
Yeah, as they rang in. I wonder if that was before or after the ball fell. Anyway, so yeah, I was...
Let's go somewhere else with this.
Yeah, let's go. So, Saturday was cool.
I'm sure she'd be tickled.
Yeah, I know. So Saturday was great, and it wore me out completely because I'm not used to holding a baby, and this little porker of the little one, he's a handful, and and then I got home Saturday night, and I was just, whoa, I didn't do anything. I stayed in. Saturday or Sunday morning rolls around, and then the real world sets in, Orlando, and I have to admit, I kept it glued to, I was watching TV, CNN all day, and saw how all that played out. And it's so sad on so many levels, from religious tones to homophobic tones to, just somebody who is literally crazy. And, the worst mass shooting in the history of of the U.S., excluding obviously 9/11. But I mean,
okay. I need to stop you right there because whenever I say something like that, people do remind me of the slaughter of the Native Americans. So but that was still American history. So how about modern day history?
Okay,
modern day history.
I accept that. That's a good point. Modern day history. Oh, that's a good point. But
And
nonetheless,
we buried Muhammad Ali on Friday.
yeah, I mean, that's a good. Yeah, and another thing too, it was a. Yeah, that's right, because we did a show Friday night. It's.
I wonder if they had any connection.
Oh, it's in so many ways. It was a very roller coaster type weekend for really the world, because or let's stay with the U.S.
Yeah.
Well, no, the world does have an impact on this, because a lot of the world outside of the U.S. kind of takes our lead. Looks at us as the superpower, and if shit like this is happening in our yard, it's like, good Lord, if it's happening in the U.S., it definitely could happen anywhere.
Yeah, it can. But what I'm saying is that, we laid to rest Muhammad Ali on Friday, who was a Muslim and a great man, and like sort of this upstanding persona within that culture and that religion. And then a few days later, we have this whole slaughter, and it's just like, okay, so half of these people are just loving people like you and me, and then the other are these extremists, and we don't really understand them. So I don't know. It's strange. It makes you think.
Yeah, and just hearing some of the fallout, watching CNN today, they showed where a young girl was Snapchatting during the event, and basically proclaiming that she thinks she's going to die, and she indeed turned out one of the victims.
Oh my gosh!
A guy was texting his mother that he was, he's running into the bathroom, blah blah blah. He thinks he's going to die. He wound up dying. And
oh my gosh!
This
is a whole new world when it comes to like being able to call people, text people, Snapchat people in real time. It's actually just sort of horrific, but very, very different world we're raising our children and grandchildren in.
Oh yeah, I expect, in the very near future, that not to the intent of the killer, but a victim in this case is going to do a live event on Facebook or Periscope of their actual death. Not that it's was intended that way, but I could see that. You could see that now. Yeah, and that's scary.
Yeah, you can't do anything about it either.
And you can't do anything about it.
If it's on there, it's on
there. And then just how the whole day played out, and obviously the guy, and then to add to it, I don't know if you heard, the guy made a 911 call, to 911, the emergency line, and basically there is a record. They've not released it, but the story is basically that he does profess his allegiance or his support of ISIS, though that it appears that this guy is who was fixated with ISIS through, not directly, but from social media or the internet, blah blah blah, and as Russ and I were talking earlier, and he and I taped his reality report segment that will be added to the end of the show for all the people listening to the archive version. But as we talked about it, this 50 people losing their lives yesterday. Sad. This is going to start becoming the norm until we really step up and can shut these terrorists down. They're going to find their way. They're going to find a way to keep inflicting harm, danger, or death on us. And the next one's going to happen to me in the next I mean, it's not going to. It will not now. It's like I got numb from it, and then the reality is that this is going to happen again. This is going to keep happening until something.
Okay, can I stop you there for a second? Because I lived overseas. I did watch Al Jazeera Network every day because that was pretty much one of the channels that we had. And I saw the men and women going to Kuwait, Afghanistan, Iraq, Iran, all of these places, and they would come back and have stories. Well, the problem that I see is that we've sort of, how they say, you've made your bed, now you have to sleep in it. I sort of feel like we are the ones that go in, we hit them hard, we destroy everything, and then they're just picking up the pieces, trying to live, trying to survive. And what are we creating? We are creating this group of people who have suffered by the hands of what they essentially see as the U.S. Whether they're dictators, whether they're religious leaders, whether they're followers. There's a group of people that are on the receiving end that we don't know. We don't see them. We don't see their struggle. We don't see their plight. So what we're seeing is, do they have oil? Is there something that we can gain from helping out this one country versus the other? It's difficult because I, as a mother, see the pain and suffering, and I don't want any children to be in pain or suffering. But there are children being raised in this environment, and what they're led to believe is that Americans are bad. And this is what's happening, and it will happen more because they are here. They are coming over. And you know what? They are finding sympathizers within our own community. So what do you do? We've already done what they, we've already done it. Our problem now has to pick up, the pieces in the U.S. But really, it's I don't know if we can fix the situation on our side.
No, I agree. And, the other thing that was disturbing, too, there was a lot of righteous people or religious fanatics, pastors, preachers who took to social media. And, there's one guy clearly ranting about how, this took care of 50 pedophiles. And, that nonsense is, that makes me sick
what?
too, but, yeah. There's some,
that's what he said, huh?
Yes, I can shoot you the link to that too. But yeah, and that's not. I mean, that whole old, that's another topic. But and that doesn't help the cause either. And but anyways, let's
not at all.
Let's move on. Our first segment tonight, guest is Shaun Steiger, who has a very cool name for his promotions company. It's Eye of the Steiger Promotions. Shaun is also a team lead for a group called Strange Music Street Team. Again, owner, operator, promoter of Eye of the Steiger Promotions. Shaun, welcome to the show, man.
Glad to be here.
Shaun, tell us, you are the owner, operator of Eye of the Steiger Promotion. I love that name. Tell us what is up with that.
I'm glad you pronounced that right, though. Nobody knows how to say Steiger around here.
Well, to me, if you go Eye of the Steiger Promotions, to me, it has to be Steiger. Well, plus I know how to pronounce the E and the I thing, but I don't think you would go if it was Eye of the Steiger Promotions. I don't think you would do it that way, would you? Exactly. So, please tell us what's up with your promotion company.
Well, it's how I started that is I got on the Strange Music Street Team, and I was going around and hanging up posters and promoting for them and everything, and I was like, I'm having a lot of fun. I should do this for some local people. And then started going to like little local shows and meeting local artists and stuff like that, and just asking them what I could do to help. And started out of the Steiger Promotions, just a little something to try to help
the local,
do my part, I guess, on supporting locals.
Right. Mm-hmm. So is this primarily local music, or is this just local talent, whatever?
Local, well, not just local from here, but just independent artists from all over.
Mm-hmm. And with the Strange Music Street Team, now they're also about promoting. But what's the I guess the difference or the combination of the two? How are they kind of in sync?
I don't really know what you're saying or what you're asking.
Well, all right? Let's go back. Strange Music Street Team. What's that all about? You started there, but what was the concept of that?
They send me just a shit ton of posters from like each album that's going to be coming out soon, and me and my team, we just go out and hang up posters everywhere and hand out little handouts and stuff like that, just to try to get the word out there about the new album that's going to be coming out. And then while I'm out doing that, I'll also hand out stuff from local artists or anything like that if I have anything on me.
Right. Now, you talk local artists. Is this really more up and coming people, or is this? How do artists get involved with you?
I'm not really sure. Mainly, people just send me music either on my personal Facebook or my fan page, and I go from there. A lot of people send me music, and a lot of times I try to listen to everything, but I'm always busy with my personal life plus all that, so it's hard to listen to everybody. But I try to listen and just go from there. If I really like the music, then of course I'm gonna work harder on trying to get your name known.
Right. Now, is there, like, with your promotion, do you work with any of the local venues to help, promote or get any of these music acts involved in playing at certain locations, or how does that work?
Yeah, I talked to Trey a little bit. That's Treyland Events. He's the owner of Trixie's, the strip club. He recently turned half of that place into a concert hall. So
you know what?
He's been putting in shows.
It's funny you say that.
Do the strippers sing?
Huh?
I want to know if the strippers sing, and are any of them very good at Trixie?
I don't know. I usually don't listen to naked women.
Because the naked women should be doing the listening. Let's get that straight.
Right.
It's funny you say that because, Shaun, Wednesday nights I do another podcast Wednesday nights where I strictly promote local music, and somebody was on there talking about how some of the locations they were playing in, they mentioned a gig down the road at Trixie's. And I was like, wait a minute, Trixie's? The Gentleman's Club? I tried to be kind of professional about it. And which I didn't realize they had incorporated, live music, which to me is a genius move. You got live music and, no offense, Tiffany, chicks, naked.
Well, you have
chicks.
chicks all the time at live music. They're just not like shaking their tatties and their booties.
Well,
they're doing that too. What am I talking about? They're still doing that.
They're still doing it, but to me it's a nice combination. So Shaun, you're working with Trixie's.
A little bit. I try to help out Trey promote some of the shows there.
That's cool. Are you jealous, Tiffany?
I actually have a cousin, a distant relative, who was a stripper at Trixie's, and I was just so proud of her and all she accomplished in this life and the next. And it happens, and as long as there's live music.
Is she not in this life right now?
Oh, I have no idea. She may be, but I'm telling you, I think it might make it a little bit more realistic that women would show up with their significant others if there were live music there.
Well, that's a good, because I do think if with live music, I think it opens
there's like a different draw
audience.
to it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
I mean, I've known, and we're totally digressing, and we'll get back to the conversation. But I know a lot of females who are totally comfortable in that environment. That
Oh, yeah.
Anyways.
No,
now,
there are. In Greece, they actually had a lot of nude dancers at just the regular nightclubs with live music. So I get it.
Get it.
Yeah.
Now, Shaun, Trixie's. Now, Shaun, besides promoting, I mean, you have a website, correct? You do all this through, is it just through Facebook, or how do you go about?
It's just through Facebook. I don't have an actual website. Okay.
But you do all the promoting for these acts through Facebook. Now, is this a business deal for you, or do you work with the groups to, is there a fee involved? How if a group or band wanted to get promoted, how does that all play out for you?
As far as a fee or anything like that, I haven't really figured out how to really charge for that. I mean, if I'm just sharing stuff on Facebook or something,
mm-hmm.
Of course I'm not charging for that. But if you want me to go out and do some footwork in the streets, hanging up posters or
mm-hmm.
handing out flyers or something, then we'll just talk about it then. I'm pretty easy.
Yeah, I didn't know if this included like printing up shirts, flyer, stuff like that. Doing any of your own print.
I mean, I have a real good buddy, Epperson Family Screen Printing. He owns his own screen printing business, so
mm-hmm.
that I have the connect there for if anybody wanted to get shirts made or anything like that. And then
it's funny you say that. This is how shit happens, Tiffany, if you're still listening. And I've been talking about getting some shirts made for the show, shooting from. So this is how things kind of fall into place. Now I potentially have a resource. I can go to Shaun now. Shaun hooked me up with Epperson Family. I can get probably some shirts made. So see how all this plays out. There is a rhyme and reason, Shaun, that we have crossed paths. Not just to be informed about Trixie's and their music thing now, which I do support, by the way. But it's all good. What is, like, Shaun? Do you have any immediate projects, goals that you're involved with in the short term?
I don't know. My main goal is I eventually want to start bringing in like bigger underground acts. Out of Steiger Promotions presents whoever. But that's all a money issue.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really got the money together to put into something like that. Life happens. Something's always coming up.
Have you thought about starting your own podcast?
Not really.
Okay. Just giving you an idea. Yeah, leave that. Leave the podcast to me. So I'll work with you there.
I went downstairs and had to get some more vodka because I feel like that's the kind of night we're going to have. Am I right?
Okay.
Is that what we're doing tonight?
Possibly. Shaun, are you what's your are you having a beverage of choice tonight, or?
Nope, just sweet tea.
Sweet tea. There he is.
That's a true Southern boy.
Yeah. Now, Shaun, when it comes to artists, musician, is there a certain music genre that you like to stick with?
It's mainly hip hop, but
okay.
I try to branch out into other genres, but I just know hip hop and like hip hop better than anything else, so it's hard for me to know what's.
And that's fine.
Find other artists. I know.
Well, I'll tell you what. Yeah, I'll tell you what, Shaun. What we'll do is you and I will message offline, and any of your up and coming hip hop artists that you know are like, ready to take on the world, let me know, and we'll arrange having some of those guys come on and promote their stuff too.
All right.
Tell us, tell us right now, social media, how's the best way to reach you, and what is all the social media outlets you have?
I mainly just have a Facebook. You can either my personal account, which is Shaun Steiger, or the Steiger Promotion. And then I also run the Strange Music Street Team Louisville page, and the Whitney Payton Louisville Street Team page, and Black Gold Street Team Louisville.
Well, you do have your hands in a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, cool. So, Shaun, you owner-operator of Eye of the Steiger Promotions. You're a lead for the Strange Music Street Team. Shaun, thanks for coming on, sharing with us your stuff. Let's connect soon, and good luck with your work.
All right, cool, man. Appreciate it. Good luck with podcast and stuff.
All right, thanks, man.
All right.
Tiffany. All right. One segment down, another one to go. Are you there, Tiffany? Tiffany?
I'm here. I'm sorry. I was entertaining my beverage.
Oh.
I had to bring the bottle of vodka up.
That's okay. I had to
get your bottle of wine.
Yeah,
it's been a long day, man. It really is.
It is.
10:30 at night. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, we've got some cool group coming up next, right?
That's true. We our next segment about 4 or 5 minutes from now. Several members of the guys from the band Velvet Saints are going to come on and promote their album release event, which is going to happen at Diamond Pub Concert Hall. But also joining us for this segment is another one of our sidekicks, Mr. Greg Unthank. Greg, what's up?
Hey, y'all. How are you?
Hey, Greg.
How's my country talk?
I love it.
You little twang. What's been up with you, G-Money?
Man, I went to the lake this past weekend.
I saw some pictures. I did.
Yeah, I had a good time. Took my son and my adopted son, my son's friend, and we just hung out at the lake, and us three fellers, and had a good time, man. It was relaxing. Went swimming for a little while and just chilled out. That's about it.
A good place to be when it was 97 degrees.
Oh yeah, I had to get in and enjoy the water for sure. It was, now it's back to the work grind, and it's going to be 107, 105 heat index tomorrow, and I got to be out in it, so I'm looking forward to it.
Which
dog
one
said
of
hello?
you? Is that your dog, Greg, or is that your dog, Tiffany?
No, that's my dog. He's out flexing his muscles.
That's kind of like what my 6-pound Yorkie does. He's a bad man.
Well, my dog's a 3-pound, 4-pound Chihuahua. So
okay, so we're the same manly type dog.
Yeah, he goes outside when no one's around and barks and flexes muscles, and then goes back in the house.
Exactly.
Gosh, my 20-pound dog would tear yours up.
Absolutely.
It'd be just bloodshed.
Yeah.
Why do you have to be so? Why does your dog have to be so violent, Tiffany?
She's a rescue.
Oh.
She's just got that inner nature. She's from a hoarding situation. There were over 80 dogs, man, and 7 were dead when they got to her. So she's
Good
fierce.
Lord.
She had to fight for food.
Yep.
Yeah, this is Greg. You hanging out with us tonight? Good thing.
Yeah, I'll hang out for the segment. I was just wanting to sit in and let the Velvet Saints do what they do and promote the show, and I just wanted to say thanks and all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, I'll just kind of hang out.
Hey, before I bring them on, Tiffany, we have a Friday night show. Can you promote that real quick?
Sure. So Friday night we have our paranormal segment of Shooting from the Lip. And this Friday night we have Sherry Marie from Ghost Hunters, and we'll be talking all things paranormal with her from 10 to probably 11 p.m. Eastern Time, and we're really excited about having her on. So I have a feeling that it's going to be a lot of talk about shows, but also personal experiences and different events during those non-shooting. I guess what am I trying to say? Those things that you miss when the camera's not on. So hopefully we'll have some good stories from her.
There you go.
So it should be fun. It should be a lot of fun.
And plugging away, Greg, you and I will be back together Wednesday night for our show that promotes the local people. We've got Roger Higdon on the first segment, and the second segment will be Johnny Edwards, who is a part of your band Blue Funk.
Yeah.
He's got history. He was with the local band Buster Brown, and he also, this is my schools. Foreigner to me was one of the great rock bands as me growing up, 80s, 90s band. Johnny Edwards had the distinct privilege of coming in right after Lou Graham left Foreigner. So that's going to be a fun night.
Yeah, it's going to be a great night, and not only did Johnny do the Foreigner thing, he did a couple other of his own ventures and played with one of these heavy metal bands called King Cobra. Anybody from the 80s metal days would probably remember them. And then he also did an album with Ronnie Montrose, who is one of the great Guitar Hero type cats that all the the musicians would recognize as well. So yeah, Johnny is definitely one of the big time guys, man. I am blessed to be able to become friends with him and make music with him, man. It's a great experience.
Make music with him. It sounds so romantic, correct?
Nah, yeah, well, it should. Yeah.
Well, it could be, right? I mean, music is romantic. Yeah.
All right, check this out. Listen. This is a song from the band that's, again, they have an album release coming up. A party event at Diamond Pub Concert Hall. Velvet Saints 2. Tiffany, you like me, when you heard this song,
I love this shit.
Yeah, I love the music. I love this haunting sound. And
I love it. It's super rich for the paranormal world. It's just like eerily, sexually, it's just hot.
It is that's an eerie, sexy kind of song, and that whole vibe. And then when you watch the video, I'm a big or a vampire guy, so Nosferatu, the true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kevin Manning, what's up, man?
Hey, how are you?
Good. Kevin Manning, the voice of Velvet Saint. Who's with you tonight?
Hey, I'm one of these voices.
Well, you're one. You're right. So. You're one of the voices.
Yeah, I'm only one. So.
All right. Well, you're one. All right. Who else is with you right now?
Rachel is on, and Kevin McCreary.
Kevin and Rachel, what's up?
Hi. How are you?
Good.
The way you talk.
I got to meet Rachel and Kevin McCreary. I was at where was that at? Stevie Ray's with Radiotronic. Your gig there, which is you guys blew it away. I mean, it was awesome.
That's just me and that band. Just me and that band, but the other guys, they like.
I was in the audience. I saw Kevin.
Yeah, that's how I saw.
I know. We all support each other.
Yeah,
I've yet to meet Kevin in person.
Really? Oh, wait a minute. Kevin, which Kevin?
I've yet to meet you.
Oh, you had to. That's true. I was gonna say you haven't met McCreary, but Kevin Manning. Let's start with Kevin. You got Kevin Manning, Rachel Hagen, Kevin McCreary on, the guys from Velvet Saints and Lady. Welcome to the show. Also with me tonight is co-hosting Tiffany Mack, my Friday night paranormal co-host, who listened and heard Damage and just like, Kevin, we got to get that song to be our music audio for this. Yeah, so that's where
it's so sexy. It's so hot.
You. That's
it's
so nice.
It's like sweaty. You know how you get that sexy, sweaty feel?
I love your description. I love your descriptions of haunting and sexy and eerie. Like, all those things kind of come into play, I think, too. I think it's a great, just that one song is very like that, but the whole album is like that as well, so it's really nice.
Very cool.
Have you
so
seen the
sexy,
movie?
baby.
Have you seen the movie Queen of the Damned? Have you all seen Queen of the Damned?
Queen of the Damned. Yes.
It sort of reminded me of that.
Yeah,
it's just like
I know, right?
Vampiric.
There's a bit of filming that Kevin did for our show for this weekend, and it's pretty cool, and it's kind of reminiscent of that. It's kind of crazy because it kind of reminds me of that film. So yeah, you should definitely check it out.
Yes, I can't wait. I actually did see part of it, and I loved it.
Now, besides Tiffany, my Wednesday night co-host is with me tonight, Greg Unthank, who is part of Blue Funk, who will be opening up for you guys Saturday night.
Hey guys, hey gal, how are you?
Hi.
Hello. I want. Is that Kevin?
Which
There's
one?
three Kevins
Kevin,
on here.
Kevin Mack. I'm gonna call him Kevin Mack.
We have two.
Kevin Mack.
I think we probably should go by our last names. We got Manning, Mack, and Hale, or Mr. Lip. You can call me Mr. Lip. But yeah.
Well, I know Mack from playing with him. We've done a few gigs together, and it's great to play with him. How you doing, man? You just got back in town, didn't you? Or are you still out?
Yeah, last night. I got home last night.
Cool.
So I'm recovering.
Yeah.
Where were you at? Mac?
I was in North Dakota at Fargo.
Nice.
I was actually in Fargo, yeah.
Wow.
I just wanted to reach out and tell you guys, I hooked up with Jeff, and it worked out that you guys allowed us to do this gig with you all, and I want to thank you all for the opportunity it will be kind of a first public outing for us, and that's huge, for a new band, of old guys. and you guys are really cool band. You've got a good following, a good sound, your own sound, and it's going to be great to get in front of a lot of people that I think we're all anticipating. So yeah, thanks a lot, and all the other guys want to thank you, for allowing us to do that with y'all, man. I really appreciate that.
Glad you did. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Let me go to
play, actually.
Yeah. Let me go to Kevin Manning. Kevin, describe Velvet Saints. I mean, to me, it's an alternative type band. Very cool sound. But what would be your way of describing who you guys are?
The music, it's kind of dark. It's very moody. Very emotional. That'd be the best way I think I'd describe it. I mean, it's kind of a soundtrack of life, really. That's my best way of describing it.
Rachel, jump in. Your vocals.
I always describe our music and try to kind of fit people, to feel them and to feel them out and to see if they'd be interested. I always say that it's like a vampire movie, vampire movie music. Like if you were to see this amazing film about vampires and eerie, sexy, which is really funny that your co-host said something exactly like that.
I love the sexy idea.
Exactly
I love it.
Well, you hit the mark. That's for sure. You definitely hit the mark.
No, that's good.
Thank you.
That's a good point because, this is like, this is not Twilight type music.
No.
To me, this would be the adult vampiric.
Yeah, this is the adult flavor.
Yeah, of the adult. Of the, Tiffany, how old are you? 38?
I'm not telling you.
All right.
God.
I think it's 38 and older.
Never ask a woman
where
You're
your music would.
No, you don't do that.
Over 25. You don't ask a woman that.
You're
not just Tiffany. You're not just a woman. You're a co-host. There's a difference. So okay, but Mac, you what's your interpretation of the band?
That's pretty much it. What everybody's saying. I mean, that's pretty much, I believe, was the goal of the sound of the band, and I think it's, when I first joined way back when, it reminded me of some of the, Depeche Mode-y, David Bowie kind of dark stuff.
Exactly.
And, and I loved it. I always, I was the kid growing up that liked all that kind of music when all my friends were metalheads, and I was too. But I liked everything,
Right.
I was always listening to that kind of music, and, my Iron Maiden friends would come over. What the hell are you listening to? I'm like, this is badass, dude.
Iron Maiden.
Stuff. Yeah,
would your Kiss friends like Greg Unthank come over and say that same thing?
But it was funny, I took a lot of flack from certain friends because I had such a big variety of taste in music. So, I didn't just always listen to one thing like everybody else did. Especially the Kiss fans, God. But man, when we were young, I was a Kiss fan too, but I wasn't just a Kiss fan.
And little did they know that would come into play later as a musician. That way, you could play all types of music, and
I mean, it's like I play in about 6 different bands right now, and not one of the bands are like the other band.
Yeah.
And that's the way I like to do it,
That's great.
Yeah. It's like, why would I want to be in 2 hard rock bands or 2 bands that are alike? When I like so many different styles of music, I can, I pick and choose what, all right, this is what I want to do. It was awesome just when I fell into this whole Velvet Saints thing. It was something I'd never done before that I'd always wanted to do. So it really was awesome for me, to be a part of it.
Now,
I like it just because I would get along with everybody. So I think that's one thing. I think that's one thing about this band. Everybody makes it so much easier to deal with.
Oh, that's important for sure.
Rachel, what is it like? What is it like? Hold on, Greg. Rachel? What is it like? Being the female. Yeah, your own.
Being the
entity.
what? I'm sorry.
You're the female in the band. Your own entity.
I think that it's kind of like, I'm the strong woman. I kind of feel like I'm very strong in the band, but I also feel like I'm very good supporting of Kevin when he sings and, of his music and all, everything he's written. I feel like I support it well. And then I also feel like, it's fun, and we all, exactly like you said, it's like we all get along so well, and I'm kind of like a guy in the band. I don't feel like a chick, I fit in well, and we all fit in well together. It all works nicely. So it's very fun.
Let me just say that you rock the leather as well.
No. These
pictures up here for Velvet Saints, the album release concert with special guests, Blue, Phonic, Butter, the Salem, whatever. It's the image that you have on the Facebook page. I mean, you're awesome. You rock it. I mean, you all rock it, but oh my God, you've got this hot female.
No, don't kid yourself. She's the good looks in the band.
No, she is. Oh my God, she's the full package. The talent, the beauty, the knowledge, she's a good package.
Yeah, Tiffany, I saw her. I've seen it. Yeah, I don't know not this past weekend, the weekend before. I seen him out at Stevie Ray's, and with all due respect, Rachel, you bring a dose of sexy to the band, but the band, no, hear me out. The band itself, though, the sound is very sensual. So it's like you're just complimenting everything about the band. And I want to say, Mac, do you like the fact that you have the longest hair in the band?
I've got enough hair for me and Jeff.
Jeff could use that.
And me.
And Greg.
And me.
Yeah, I just tend to forget that I actually have so much hair, and when I finally look in the mirror, I go, "Holy shit! I need to cut my hair."
Yeah.
No, man, rock it.
Now I have to the whole dark persona that the band has this image about, is that band personality, or is that any of that real life personality?
I'm not answering that.
Why not?
I think it's mostly from past, and then bringing your past, what you learned and what you do and what you did, and bringing it into the future. It's we're all part of our past. So I think that we all have a bit of darkness in ourselves, and I think that with Kevin, what he wrote is dark, but we all kind of feel part of it. It's like there's some things that he sings that I really feel strongly about that he just put into words. So it's nice to hear and feel and bring back those memories, because it's like it's part of us.
I hear you. Now, Kevin Manning, is there a ritual before a gig that a chicken gets see the blood of a chicken drop into this cup?
No, but we do drink some bourbon beforehand usually. So
yes, we do.
Well, there you go.
We do have
the sacrificial bourbon is always
sacrificial bourbon. Except for Luca. Luca's a good boy. Luca's a good boy in the band.
You know what? I'm glad you brought him up, because Luca. He's your drummer now in Radiotronic. He doesn't,
Luca's
for some reason, he doesn't.
Drummer.
Yeah, he is.
He's
very,
fantastic.
very good drummer. But he has this kind of like, what's that? Say it again, Rachel.
He totally stepped up. He just completely filled in for everyone we needed him, and he's been a staple. He's amazing.
We've been through so many drummers. I feel like we're Spinal Tap.
Yeah, I know. I totally agree with you. But what else is that he adds like this character, and it's so fun to be with him, and also he does amazing work with social media. And he's like our social media guru.
Yeah, I've detected that. But when I see, it's like,
and he looks good in red velvet.
Yeah.
All right,
he does look good in red velvet.
All right, but you bring up that's where I'm going with it. It's because I see you guys hitting the black outfits. I don't see him as someone as dark as you guys. How does he fit in to all that?
He's a dark son of a bitch.
Yeah,
He's at his dark places to just a smile and the red velvet take you off course. It's completely there.
I was gonna say because he's the guy that flashes that smile and you're thinking, man, this is a good guy. And then I look at the rest of you guys, and you guys are like,
he's a great guy.
Yeah.
He's a great guy, definitely, but.
One of the most interesting men in the world.
Yeah, he's the guy.
There's a reason why he's not doing this interview. He's not here with us tonight because he had to, he's in the dungeon making his sacrifice for this weekend.
See,
he's slaughtering the lamb.
Luca would be the guy. If I'm walking down a dark alley and I run across Luca, I'd be like, "Hey, what's up, man?" and keep walking. But if any of the rest of you, if I walked the alley and saw you guys, I would immediately turn around and walk the other way.
Yeah, well, that's what his sneakiness is. You think that he's all nice and everything, and you have no idea what he can do.
Yeah. Actually, you say that's my kind of guy. That's actually my kind of guy.
I hope he's listening to this.
I know.
He will. We'll make sure.
Can I tell you all a quick story? Can I tell you a quick story about something like that? So I was about 20 years old, and I was down in New Orleans, and it was probably 3 o'clock in the morning.
Is that about 18 years ago, Tiffany?
Shut your mouth.
Oh, dang.
Here we go.
So, anyway, so I was walking the streets at night, because that's what I did then, I guess. But, so anyways, I was
your job, was it?
No, it wasn't my job, but it was a very nice pastime. So I was walking down the street, and I ran around a corner, and I ran smack into Trent Reznor, and he knocked me on my ass. And Trent Reznor's a big guy. Like, I had no idea that he was, like, tall. But the dude picked me up, brushed my butt off, and said, "I hope you're not hurt." And I just looked at him, and I don't think I said a damn word because I was just so stunned because you know who he is, you know his music, and then he was just such a sweet gentleman. I was just like, holy moly. Like, really?
As he wiped your ass off, he was such a sweet guy.
Well, I liked it.
So you're saying what you're trying to say is that you think that Trent Reznor and Luca are the exact same person.
Maybe. You have this image of people, right? You have this image of people, and they look all tough, but, there's these fluffy people underneath, these sweet and, you just never know.
That's right.
I think I'm a pretty sweet guy.
That sounds not like me, yeah.
Yeah.
If I knocked you on your ass, I'd wipe it off.
There you go.
There you go.
That's just rude to not do.
I know.
It is. I agree. It would have been rude if he had not brushed my butt off.
Well, that would be a good person to be doing it, though.
Tiffany's going to be knocked down 5 times this week by a gentleman walking around the corner who just want to copy fear.
Tiffany, you're a team player, aren't you?
I am.
Well, let's go back. The album release event this coming Saturday, Diamond Pub Concert Hall. I'll start with Mr. Manning. Tell us about the album. What all was involved with it, and
God, every album we do. I mean, this is our second one, and Jeff and I usually go to war half of the time. don't. I mean, seriously, and we don't talk to each other a lot during it because we battle so much. And then you have like Rachel come in and McCreary come in, and calm everybody down basically when they show up. So I don't know. This CD kind of, I don't even know how I can describe writing it. It was just, it wasn't hard to write. I know that. So and there's a couple of songs that don't fit in.
Let me jump in and ask this. You said you and Jeff kind of go to war. Is that because you guys maybe you have two different ideas on things and you have to find a way to make them work? Or?
No, we're both perfectionists.
And they're both like brothers, so they both like fight. When it's like doesn't even matter. It doesn't even make sense why they're like arguing.
Yeah.
But it's funny. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's not like a.
It's funny to them.
I can tell you exactly what it's like. It's like watching grumpy old men. Watching Walter Matthau and Bob Lemon.
Oh, it's got to be great. I love that.
And they're just cussing each other out, and they're just up each other's asses so hard. But there's love there at the same time, so it's like really funny.
Yeah.
But I do love it when I'm in the studio with them because they are just both so like they hate each other so much that when you're in the studio and you're working with them, they love you so much because you're like helping out with the situation.
You're calming the situation down.
Cool.
So you feel like you're helping, you're just like creating this, this other, helping them create this, great thing, and they are at odds about every little note, but doesn't matter. It just works.
Sometimes there needs to be an outside harness to kind of pull it all together.
Exactly.
Well, like we had one song on this new one that Rachel sings, and it's actually half of it is the opening for the show, but we basically locked her in the vocal booth and shut all the lights off on her and just say, don't come out, just start speaking whatever it comes to mind. And we just played the track over and over and over and just made her start, just keep everything that comes to her mind. And
that's the only way people get me to write. It's the only way I write is when people lock me in a room.
So
if I only
sort of sounds like torture.
I can write some good stuff.
Man, again, it sounds dark and sexy,
Exactly.
And that's what happened. That's what
it sounds like. It sounds like that should be the way that you get really emotional music.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
I think so.
You do it. Kevin does it. Manning does it a different way, but I think that's the only way I can do it. Is if you shut everything off, every light, every thought, just dead, just dead.
That's the name of the song. So,
which is the name of the song, yes.
see now I know what I'm gonna. I'm a single guy, and I'll just blurt this out because this is kind of like my show, and I could blurt it out. Now I know what to add to my Tinder account is that I'm looking for someone who will listen. I'm looking for someone who will hang with me one night and have Velvet Saints music playing in the background the whole night.
Oh,
there you go.
Awesome.
There you go. Yeah.
Well, hey there,
I thought you were going to say sit in a dark room.
Wait a minute, you thought Greg, what'd you think?
I thought you was going to ask for someone who would want to sit in a dark room with you and say whatever comes to mind.
Well, the saying part could be like pillow talk, but it's got it. There's an end game there. So.
There you go.
Is that what happens on Tinder?
Tiffany, is that you asking that question? Who asked that question?
Yeah, is that what happens on Tinder?
Tiffany, you're married. Don't worry about what Tinder is all about.
Oh, okay.
Tinder is an evil, evil place.
Yeah.
But now that I know that Kevin Hale is on it, I'm going to look him up. I'll shut out the lights and play Velvet Saints music, buddy.
You know what? It might, the right amount of alcohol, fireball, it might be good. Now, let's go.
You guys might have a date later. That sounds awesome.
I know. It's a Rachel, it's a Kevin thing. You wouldn't understand.
man.
Yeah.
Obviously, jeez.
Yeah. Now, K-Mac, you guys actually venture out of state to do gigs. Didn't I see that you all were in New York recently? Is that true?
Yeah,
right?
we went to New York. We went to Long Island and played a couple of things. It was quite enlightening. It was fun.
Now, how is it?
How
is it?
No,
go ahead.
What was fun? When Jeff ran into the pole, was that fun?
We had a few mishaps. One of them was a damage to a SUV, and the other we won't talk about, but that was kind of crazy.
The other one was more damage to the soul.
Oh, come on. You can't. Hey.
And go back to the hotel.
Rachel, you can't just give me the tip. You got to go all the way with it. What was it? What was the bad part?
You are not gonna just go around that. Yeah, well, we were invited to a party after our gig, and I really wanted to go, so I convinced everybody.
Jeff did, and Jeff.
Even Luca, who was completely going to sleep, and he's like, okay, well, I'll drive you, because he doesn't drink, so he's like, perfect. So we all jump into the SUV, all silent, and we're driving, and we get pulled over. And the guy was like, you have a light out. Yeah, but we had a light out, so we had to go get that fixed the next day at the AutoZone that we found, and we got the light fixed, and we drove to the parking lot to get out of the parking lot, and we accidentally hit a light pole.
What?
In the middle of daylight, at like 12 noon, we hit a light in the middle of the parking lot.
Jeff is really drawn to the poles.
He just
oh my God.
North and south poles, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
where is this going? That's what I want to know.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where it's going.
We had to get everything fixed right before we left, so that was annoying, but it was quite, it was a story, so it was kind of fun.
No, Mr. Manning.
You get thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Thousands of dollars for his car.
Right. How much? Once the album, we do the album release Saturday. What's the tour schedule like afterwards?
No, right. A lot of it's going to depend on McCreary. So right now we're kind of open because he's got to go on the road with Uncle Cracker, I think, in July. So that eats up a lot of July. So
that's right.
And September.
So
Tiffany, do you know who Uncle Cracker is?
Is he a relation to me?
You're a cracker, but he's probably not. But yeah,
that was a joke. Laugh.
K-Mac is involved with Uncle Cracker. I mean, he was. Weren't you, K-Mac? Weren't you on a?
Are you involved?
Weren't you on a cruise or something with them not too long ago or something?
Yeah.
That really doesn't sound good. You're involved with him. You're on a cruise with him.
That sounds horrible.
Now, K-Mac,
I've been touring with him for about 6 years.
Yeah, I have to digress a little bit because on one of my Wednesday shows, I had what's the girl? Devereaux. Christine?
Yeah.
Christine? Yeah. You have history.
I do a little acoustic thing with her.
Yeah. So she was telling me about you and the Uncle. That's how I came to know you, and you're involved. Have you got to hang out with Kid Rock for a weekend, K-Mac?
Well, many times. Yeah, I've hung out with him a bunch.
That's a cat I would like to one weekend hang out with Kid Rock. I'm totally.
I don't think you guys know how famous that Kevin McCreary is.
No, he's
I was going to say.
Yeah. They don't realize that, do they?
I don't think you understand who we're doing.
I'm fucking world domination, baby.
That's right.
I love it.
wish I was.
Well, at least he's a United States domination. That's, it's better than that.
Well, I was just in Fargo, okay? Let's not get
exactly.
Wait, what was in Fargo?
You've been to a state that a movie's about. That's very exciting.
K-Mac, what was in Fargo? What took you to Fargo?
Uncle Cracker. We played a gig at the Fargo Dome called the Rib Fest. It was gigantic. It was like probably 10,000, 12,000 people there. It was a really big, awesome show.
See, Greg, Tiffany, this is proof. I spare no expense to get the A-list celebrities on this fucking show. Just saying.
That's why I'm here with you.
Exactly.
Say the same thing.
Party.
Hey, I've played some gigs with this guy. That puts me somewhere in a category. I don't know what category it puts me in, but it puts me in a category.
I don't get invited to I don't get invited to the big parties in town, brother. I don't go to all the big derby things. I'm usually standing outside.
He's at rehearsal every single night. That's what he does. Either a show or rehearsal.
I rehearse with different bands 4 days a week, and then I play the other nights.
Right. That's all he does. He acts like a big rock star, but he really is just rehearsing all the time.
Exactly. I'm rehearsing right now.
Here's a question to the matriarch of the band. Rachel, who is the most anal person of the band?
Kevin Manning.
God damn it. I knew that was coming.
I sensed it. Now, why do you say
more
that?
anal than me?
Why do you say that, Rachel? What makes...
there's something... Because it's his baby, and it's the thing that, if you want everything to be perfect, you have to be on it, and you've got to be, resilient, and you've got to be always, you will do anything to do what you've got to do, and that's what he does. I've never seen anything like it, and it's awesome. And he will get on you about stuff. If you need to do it, he will get on you until you do it, and we do it. He does it relentless. He's relentless.
I've often said I would rather be in a band with somebody like that than somebody who doesn't.
Me too. That's correct. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you something. It's something to look at. It's something to think about. I don't think I could ever do that, what he does, but I really appreciate it, and I really look up to it. It's something that, you really, you want in the band. You want somebody to be like that in your band because, I'm not going to do it. He does it, and he makes you do it, regardless. So it's a good thing to have.
Well, thanks.
So Kevin, would that make you the lead?
One compliment ever.
Would that make you the lead vampire? It's your blood that just infiltrates the rest of the band?
I guess, to an extent.
Okay. On this band.
Yeah, no,
have you ever watched True Blood? Did you ever watch the show True Blood?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Kevin Manning is like our Eric.
Okay, there you go.
Exactly.
I was going to say Kiefer Sutherland in Lost Boys.
Oh, yeah.
I like both of them. Those are both awesome characters.
Yes.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'm like that. I've got a lot of, I don't know, my heart's in this, this is everything to me, so,
How long have you done it?
I did cover bands when I was younger, and, I don't know, I traveled for a while with that, and then I finally got sick of it, and then I was in Room for Emotion, which was an original band that I started with Greg Siebert, and then Jeff and I hooked up and started this, and I don't know, it's just where it went. So
now,
my love, my passion.
K. Manning, is this 100% cover band, 100% original? Do you all do any covers?
Yeah.
You do?
Well, we did Johnny Cash's Folsom Prison one time for fun, but that's it.
We did that in New York because
we did that in New York. So
we wanted to blend in. We wanted to blend in.
So yeah,
we wanted to blend in with the rest of the guys in the bar.
It's all original. So
very good. I love that. Now I know with Rachel, Jeff with Radiotronic, that's strictly a cover band, which you guys killed it that night. I was blown away. I mean, your sound, everything was great. Rachel, what's your? If you had to pick one or the other, can I call you out? Where do you lean towards? If you had one gig for the night.
I have one gig a night a lot, so I choose both. I mean, I like both bands. I like being part of an original band, and I love being part of a cover band. But I mean, I can't just. It's not. You can't.
They're two different things. I mean,
it is. You're right.
And
it is.
I don't have to pick, so that's nice. But if something happened where I needed to do something with all those things, of course I would do that. It's one of those things. But I'm excited to be able to be in both bands and to be able to do the rehearsals and it's the same as probably Kevin. I'm sure Kevin McCurry is like the same way, where you love that you have the opportunity to be in every type of band because it's nice. It's nice to be able to do different music.
Absolutely.
See, Tiffany and I do a paranormal show on Friday nights where we talk anything paranormal, whether it's like ghosts, UFO stuff. So
Is
Tiffany,
the crowd on that?
So when are you going to take us to Waverly?
I've always wanted to go to Waverly. That has got to be something planned. That is going to be something planned.
I've always wanted to go, and I've never been.
Yeah. So
that's a CD in the making right there. Velvet Saints live at Waverly.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Oh my God, that would be awesome.
We'll be part of it. But see, Tiffany, this is kind of like, our Friday night paranormal show is, it is kind of like out there, and then I get you to like come on tonight with me, and it's a whole different vibe. That's kind of like where I'm getting at is that original music versus cover stuff. But you're having fun tonight, Tiffany, aren't you?
I am. Yeah, absolutely.
So is Tiffany coming out Saturday too?
I'm trying to get Tiffany.
You know what?
And the husband
I am going to ask my husband if I'm allowed to go out, and then
bring your husband.
he'll probably have to come
he
with
better
me.
say yes.
Bring him.
You don't even need to ask him. He needs to come
Tiffany.
with you.
Yeah, bring him.
He needs to go.
Hey, Tiffany, why don't you ask your husband? Ask your husband if you guys will roll on out. Do you know what I mean?
This is what we play forward on the video screen behind this one.
I know. I think
Have you all seen the video?
There's a bit of there's some videos that Kevin put together that are very, very hot.
I love it.
There's a couple.
Yeah.
Greg, that was awesome.
Yeah, I had to say something. Pretty funny stuff there.
K-Mac, your stuff now is going to be the official background vibe for this guy over here. So, hey.
What's that? I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said. What was that?
No, your work, your whole thing is going to be the official background vibe for my stuff going on.
Your Tinder account. Your Tinder account.
Well, not per se the account. It's the next step after the swipe right connects and you take it the next step. Exactly. So you know what?
Wow.
Right.
I've earned that.
You guys meet and like hang out.
That's badass.
It is. Now, let me as we're winding down here. This is your second album, K-Man.
Yes.
What about this album is different from the previous?
There's a couple of songs that aren't quite as dark as the first one.
That's what I was going to say too. I was thinking the same thing.
Well,
a couple that aren't as dark.
So you're saying I haven't? Now I'll be honest. I have not heard the first album, which I am actually. Is that? Can I go to? How can I get that? Is it on iTunes?
It's on iTunes. Yeah.
All right, I'll find that because
they're on iTunes, and then the first single off the second one's been released on iTunes.
Very cool. Now, you're saying the first album is darker than this one?
Overall, probably, yeah.
Maybe the sound is darker, but the writing is the same. So
yeah, the writing
the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, there are songs, but I will say this, though. Like, some of the stuff on the second album, I mean, there's some really dark shit on the second album. But in the midst of all the darkness, that's equally, if not even more dark than the first album, there's a couple of almost like dance tunes. They're like poppy dance tunes, but
they are.
There's something evil about them.
It's dark in volume, but it's pop as you dance to.
Yeah, I mean, there's like two songs in particular. We're going to play them both live that night too.
We'll do them right next to each other.
Just to lighten up
really
a
nice.
bit.
Yeah, just to lighten ourselves up so we're not so dark and disturbing.
Right.
But shit, the second album is equally as dark as the first. But it's just those two songs are thrown in there just to mess with you.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know.
Yeah, I want to throw this at you guys. It's kind of weird when and things, you know, obviously happen for a reason. But I was listening to your music online, and I've kind of had the TV flipping. I was flipping channels, watching TV, and are you guys familiar with the movie Eyes Wide Shut?
Oh yes.
Oh hell yeah. Definitely.
It's Tom Cruise, Nicole Kidman, and there's a certain scene or moment in the movie where they're in the
dome.
Yeah, and it was just weird because I'm watching the movie but I'm watching the movie. I had my headphones on, listening to the music, and the music was like perfect for that. I'm like, wow. And that was a moment. And,
we'll have to see if we can get the licensing for that. We'll have to see.
Well, I think when Kevin and Jeff, when Manning and Jeff started recording together, the whole purpose was movie soundtrack music, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
I thought
really?
That was kind of the goal. That was kind of what the initial idea was before it really became a band.
Yeah, that was true.
So I guess that fits in perfectly with that idea.
It does. And that's why I say vampire movie music when I explain our music to people, because it does explain a lot of, you know, what you feel like when you're watching or when you're listening. You feel like you can put that music to like a bunch of movies that are just a bit disturbing and a bit dark, and you think, oh, that would be awesome. You know, so I think that's kind of where they came from, and it's kind of what happened, and it sounds amazing. And watching it with the movie is even better.
Exactly. Just for the record, I am officially in the process. My iTunes is it's downloading My Addiction, the album, so I'm looking forward to that. Cool. Which means I'll probably have it. I'll listen to this and have it an erection the rest of the night. I'm counting on it. I'm counting on it. I'm gonna have good dreams tonight, guys. I'm gonna have good dreams.
Well, if it works, let me know.
Could ever hope for.
Exactly.
Well, saved me on the first one is a little S&M, I guess. So.
Ooh.
Well, let me just say that I just sent your music over to my cousin who's in Atlanta, and he's actually a really popular like DJ down there, and he travels around, and he actually said that is fucking nice. So
good. Tell him to book us some shows.
Tell him to book us some shows in Atlanta.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
That's right.
Shows in Atlanta. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
There you go.
Yeah. Hook them up, Tiff. Hook them up. All right, guys. We're rounding third and heading for home. I'll start with. Let's start with K-Mac. What's this Saturday night going to be about?
Oh, just having a fantastic time playing this music live again for me. You know, I'm ready to do this live, and and I love the way we sound live. It's even a little more exciting than the record. And to me, that's what it is, man. Let's get this new album out. Let's get people to love it and go have a good time. I'm anxious to see Greg and Johnny's band. Really anxious to see that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Cool, thanks.
Rachel, share with us.
Yes. I'm excited about this Saturday because I'm thinking, it's going to be a visual kind of and sensual and audio experience that, it's going to be hard to. I mean, if you're into that kind of stuff, it's just like so perfect. So I think anybody that's into that kind of stuff is going to be. You pay $5 to get in to see this like amazing experience. So why not? Just do it.
Very cool.
Absolutely.
Manning, share with us.
Yeah, it's so funny. I'm not used to hearing anybody call me by my last name or my name, period, in this band. So,
what do they call you?
Call me Yo.
Yo. Yo.
Hey,
Yo.
Well, Yo could be so many other people.
Yeah, no, it's not in this band.
Kevin.
It's Kevin.
That's a gift from Jeff from years ago.
Yo.
So, this Saturday, I love playing with these guys on stage. I love playing live. I agree with Kevin. I think it sounds amazing live. It's just going to be fun. I mean, seeing everybody out there and hope they enjoy it. Should be a good time.
Good stuff. Now, Greg, I'll finish with you. You get to be a part of the scene this Saturday.
I do.
Share. Go ahead.
I'm looking forward to seeing the crowd. I'm hoping that we all draw a big crowd. I'm hoping it's a really big show for you guys. I'm hoping.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that we have some people to come out to see us, and hopefully that you guys will gain some fans from them, and the same for us. People come out to see you guys, and maybe we'll get some fans from them. So, it's a universal love thing going on here. I'm really appreciating you guys letting us be part of it. Thanks a lot.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Very cool.
Looking forward to it.
Perfect.
All right, Kevin Manning, Rachel Hagen, K-Mac, Kevin McQuarrie. Guys, thanks so much for hanging with us. Wish you the best. We're going to hang out with you Saturday night, and let's see how many piece of clothing that you guys can help take off people. I mean, because it is a little sexy.
I don't know if that would be a good idea.
Why not?
Kevin, you need some loving hard, don't you, buddy?
You know what? Well, call it. Hey, yeah, probably. You're right. Yeah, I do. No, Velvet Saints, the guys' album release event at Diamond Pub Concert Hall, Saturday, June 18th. Guys, best of luck. We will see you Saturday night.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thanks so much for having
us. All right.
Thanks for having us, buddy.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
Bye-bye.
Greg, Tiffany, you, what time you guys?
Man, I want to get you a girlfriend, Kev.
No, I don't need, that's the thing. I don't need a girlfriend.
I want to find you a girl, man.
No, a girl, but not a girlfriend. I don't know.
You don't want
he
don't
found
want
a girl. He found a girl, Greg. I'm right here.
Well, you're married, though. I'm talking about someone he can share his loving with.
Oh, the bed?
No, I don't want to share loving. That's just
You need to get rid of that Tinder account. You need to get rid of the Tinder account, dude, and find you a nice woman.
It's funny you say, and where I've still got plenty of live time on this show. Now I'll spill my guts here. You know what?
Because you're a hot dude, man. I'll say it. I'm confident. I'm confident. You've always been a hot dude.
I'm confident in me too, but the problem I got divorced in 2007. Amicable. Actually, I still care about my ex, and she's the mother of my beautiful kids. I'll always have her back. That part is all good.
Sure.
I've been in relationships a few since. but I've been out of a relationship for almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
And I've gotten so used to walking to the beat of my own drum, where I've tried to, I've dated, and it just like it gets to a certain point where it's like the next step could be a relationship committing thing, and then I back away from it because it's like,
well, it wasn't the right one yet. I mean, it wasn't the right one.
Well, you know, I'd probably, but you know, hey, first things first. Let's take care of this weekend first, and then I'll go from there. But
all right, well, we'll just hook you up on Tinder then for the weekend.
Yeah. Now, Greg, you know, how did you connect with these guys for this weekend?
You know, once Blue Funk got enough material, we've been writing our tunes, and once we got to where we felt like we had enough tunes to do this type of shows, which is what our goal is to do, you know, one set showcases, open up for bands, or do our own show eventually. I started asking around, you know, the band people around town, hey, you know, if you hear of any, you know, shows that are looking for some bands, you know, and I talked to Sean Wallace, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And Sean said, hey, I heard that the Velvet Saints were looking for a band that they had actually scheduled a show, and they needed a band, and it didn't work out for them, and they were looking for someone to do that. So I actually knew Jeff Epperson was in the band, and Jeff and I got some mutual friends, so I reached out to him, and, you know, told him our situation, and he was really cool. Got back with me, and yeah, they touched base with me when they scheduled the show and asked us if we would like to be part of it, and we were gracious enough to accept. Man, it's a really, you know, cool thing for us. You know, we're excited as well. It's their CD release party, and I'm really glad to be a part of it, man. It's going to be two different styles of music, and a lot of people bringing a lot of people together, man.
That's what I was getting at. It's because the bands are two different types of bands. So that's what I was curious about.
Jeff had mentioned that, you know, when I talked to him on the phone about doing this thing, you know, he asked about what type of music we did, and I described it, and I don't know if he got on our website. He probably did. Check this out eventually. But he said, yeah, he was looking for a band around their age, you know, to kind of keep the crowd at the same age group, I guess you could say. They have another band that's playing there. Gosh, man, I hated it. Salem, from Salem, or I know that's not correct, but I'd have to be looking at the website. But and they're a younger band, and they're going to play later after the Velvet Saints play.
Oh,
and,
yeah? Okay.
Yeah, and they said that they've got a big following. So, yeah, there's going to be a good mixture of younger people. There's going to be, you know, our age people, which is not old, but, you know, middle-aged people, I would say, and three different styles of music. So it's going to be real cool, man. It's you know, hopefully we can all gain new fans from it, you know.
There you go. Now, Tiffany, how old are you again?
You're a dick.
Quote of the night: I'm a dick. I readily
you want me to
don't
say it
ask
again?
a woman her age.
Tiffany, you know what? Here's the story, Greg. I'm going to share this story. Tiffany and I don't know for sure how we connected. I know we somehow connected. I want to say maybe on it's either
fate.
Well, fate, yeah. But you know, Twitter or Facebook, we somehow connected, and it was because of the paranormal thing. And the truth is, now, Greg, you've seen Tiffany. Tiffany's not ugly. She's a very pretty lady, and I can't lie. Her looks got my attention. Yeah, and then the fact
until you saw me on Skype.
She Skyped me one night. She Skyped, and it's like I'm thinking, oh, Tiffany's Skyping me. I'm going to check it out. And I'm anticipating this, you know, close to 10, model on the other line. She comes on, her hair's in a bun, no makeup. I was like, what the hell is going on here? Anyway,
hot, man.
Who is this girl?
Yeah, I was like, anyway, but from that point on, it was like when I first interacted with Tiffany, I was thinking, man, she is. She's a very pretty girl. She's an even better person. I've got to know her.
Right.
Beautiful person, lovely personality, mother, all that stuff. So the joke became is that she went from this like hottie to like this sister thing. I'm like, I don't see her like a hottie though. She's more like my little sister now. So when I say the age thing, it's all out of love. She and I are just. The truth is, I've never met her in person yet, so I'm hoping Saturday night she can come out to play. Yeah, so.
Yeah, that would be really cool to come out. For her to come out Saturday. Y'all roll on out.
Yeah, I'll be there. Now, again, what time do you all start, Craig?
We start at 8:30.
Okay.
We played a 9:15-ish, 20-ish, and the Velvet Saints go on at 9:45, and they play their set. I'm going to say, I don't know, probably till around 11 or so, and then the Salem band, they come on to finish the night out.
Very cool.
Doors open at 8 o'clock, I believe. We start at 8:30, so come on out. Man, it's funny. You mentioned rituals. Real quick story. You mentioned rituals about before they start playing and stuff, and I played there a couple weeks ago with Soul Circus.
Yeah.
We opened. They called me. They were in a bind and called me to sit in to open up for George Clinton and the Parliament Funkadelic. And,
George Clinton. Wait a minute.
Guys,
Hold on, Greg. Tiffany, do you know what George Clinton's famous song?
Dude, man, I saw them in Lexington in 1996, and I have never had so much fun in my life. And I remember.
That's
wait a minute.
Cool.
No, I don't remember.
well, you will be able to relate to this, then, if you've been there. I believe that they had a ritual as well, and it started when they got into the building during sound check, before they played, probably during the show, and you could smell the ritual the whole time.
I believe it. I think I smelled it too.
Smell the.
I think I smelled it.
It was an aura.
I might have inhaled.
Yeah. It was a trip, man. It was a
trip.
That's
cool.
Is my mom listening? That's a good question. Is my mom listening? I might have inhaled.
You might have inhaled. Yeah.
I might have inhaled. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Greg, I'll have to ask
Gotta
you
breathe.
real quick.
Gotta breathe.
Yeah, we're as we're rounding down the show. Are you? What's your take on the paranormal?
I really dig the afterlife thing. I get into the to the shows on TV that they've had, the Ghost Hunters. I really like the Dead Files. I think that show has more substance. I think the other guys, Zach and his bunch, I think they've kind of run out of material and they're kind of reaching at this point, But I do dig that stuff, man. I really enjoy that, I believe in that. I do believe in that. And I think.
Are you a religious man?
Yeah, I am. I'm actually exploring a little bit more of that here as of recently as well. My religion and my faith, but I'm wide open, man. I keep my mind open to things, But as far as the UFOs and the aliens and stuff, I've never seen one, so that's kind of how I am with a lot of that. But I'm not saying I don't believe in it. I know that there's a lot of things out there that's unexplainable. There's things out there that point directly to that. So, I don't have a whole lot of info to back up my ways one way or the other, my thinking.
Well, maybe that's a good thing, because I'm telling you, some of this stuff can get mighty dark.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure it can, man. I'm sure it can. And as far as the afterlife and the ghosts and spirits and that kind of stuff, that I'm sure that could get to really freaky situations. I remember one particular show that they had on Ghost Hunters where they were in Kentucky in a bar, and you'll probably know exactly what I'm talking about. There's
Bobby Mackey.
Yeah. Now that there was
Mm-hmm.
a trip, man. That show there, it stood out, and that would be a place that I would probably have second thoughts on going there and doing what those people done. I don't want to bring anything home with me.
Well, this Friday's show, Greg, at you mentioned Ghost Hunters. One of the investigators from Ghost Hunters, which is on the Sci-Fi Channel. What is her name? Sherry Marie. She is one of the investigators. She's going to be on our show Friday night to talk her stuff.
Benedetti, I think that's her last name. De Benedetti.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I know. Her and her husband do it. Is that the one?
I don't know. I'm hoping she's not married for personal reasons because
she's cute.
She's pretty hot.
Dark hair.
She's a pretty
dark hair. Yes.
Woman.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
I'm hoping she's on Tinder. So
I thought she had a significant other, but I could be wrong. It just
why you gotta kill my buzz?
I'm not trying to, but I'm just trying to give you a heads up there. I don't want you to get your hopes up. Amongst other things.
Amongst other things. Tiffany.
Yes.
Where's Chris at tonight?
The dude is gone. I kicked him
out.
Yet? And told him.
Is he home yet?
Not yet.
He'll be rolling in soon.
Hey, Greg, do you know? Yeah, Greg. I'm not.
Kevin,
I want to meet.
Did you see the video? Kevin, did you see the video of Chris rolling out?
I did. You did. Do you, Greg? Do you follow Tiffany on Twitter or not Twitter? Facebook? Are you friends?
We've become friends. We've become friends on Facebook, and she put up the videos, man. I had to look at it, man. He got down on the ground and started rolling through the floor, and I was like, "What the hell?"
What was that about, Tiffany? Elaborate.
He said, well, I'm going to roll. He was drinking a beer, and he set the beer down. He said, well, I'm going to roll on out of here.
Yeah.
And then he got down on the ground and rolled to the door. And then another one I seen pop up where he was hopping, but at the time I couldn't listen to the.
Because I'm going to hop out of here.
Oh, hop out. Okay, yeah, I kind of figured so. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to hop out of here.
Hey, Greg.
And he hopped all the way to the door and went inside.
Yeah.
Greg, do you know who Samantha Robertson is?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Should I?
Maybe. She was. Her dad's like this big time DJ. You might know her dad, but she was the one that there was a gig not too long ago where at Headliners where Nappy Roots was part of it was a benefit.
Yeah.
And I just got a message from her saying, hey, I'm back. Actually, you know what? This is good Lord. I'm doing a live show and I'm babbling. But this is live, so why not? Hey, you need to get Lincoln Bridge on your show. Oh, yeah. Lincoln Bridge. Weren't they on America's Got Talent?
Oh, yeah, man. They're great, dude. They're great. They're singing.
Yeah, she's trying to hook us up. She's going to Lincoln Bridge. They're local, right? They're local.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to do that, man. Tom Mabe is actually, I believe, their manager, and they've been on some videos that he's put out.
Comedian?
Yeah, Tom. He's.
Do you know
he's
Tom?
Worldwide. I do know Tom.
I need Tom.
Actually, my wife went to school with Tom. All through elementary and high school.
Greg, hook me up. I want Tom on the Monday night show, not Wednesday or Friday. Monday night.
Yeah.
So help me get Tom on my Monday night show, please.
All right, I'll reach out to him. I know that he has a podcast himself.
Well, my podcast is the one and only. Is all I'm worried about.
It's not competition or nothing. I'm just saying.
No, it's not competition.
Him and Kemet Cantwell.
I'm not trying to cock block him or anything.
Him and Kemet and Dwight Whitten have a podcast. Yeah, they call it "We Talk Funny in Kentucky." It's pretty entertaining.
Tiffany, Greg, talk for a second because somebody is calling into our show, and I got to see who's calling in. Or
it's
Tiffany.
Tom Mays. He's been listening.
No, it's not. Is it really?
Is it?
No.
Tiffany, Tiffany, are you on the dashboard right now?
No, I'm not. I lost it.
Okay. All right, never mind. You and Greg talk. I'll check it out.
All right,
So,
Greg. Yes.
So what's up? So I noticed that you have a background. I was scoping your stuff. Did you was you in the military?
That's a very good question. I was not.
You were not.
No, I worked in the Department of Defense as a contractor.
Ah, okay.
That means. Do you know what that means? That means that you can get strung up and drugged through the streets. That's what it means.
Okay.
That means that you don't have really protection. Even though I did, I really had really good guys protecting me the entire time.
Uh-huh.
Even though from my view, I didn't think that they needed to be protecting me, but I had a lot of men protecting me. Yeah.
Were you out of the country during this, or?
I was in Greece, and it was a beautiful place.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. That's awesome.
But it was right at the beginning of the war, Iraqi freedom. So, it was sort of a tumultuous time, but yeah. Mhm. Yep. Who was on the other line, Kevin?
Listen to this. He's on live right now and this is what makes podcast radio, internet radio so much fun. Earlier, our first segment tonight, Tiffany, we had Shaun Steiger come on, and he talked everything we talked about. He mentioned Trixies, and you and I were like, Trixies. So this guy who's calling in right now that I have to bring on.
Let me guess, he knows my cousin. Does he know
my cousin? Well, I don't know if
cousin?
he knows your cousin, but he knows something about Trixies.
Oh,
Caller,
nice.
identify yourself.
Hey, what's going on, man? That's funny. This guy's got the information on Trixies. Nah, this is Mike from Boombox Poets. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of us. I've been playing shows for a while.
Hold on. Boombox Poets?
Yes.
I'm looking you up. You're on Facebook?
Oh, man, you can Google it. You know what's up. It's all over the place. YouTube, Google, Twitter.
You local? You're local, though, right?
Yeah. We're from Louisville. Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Oh, yeah.
So
Sean's my buddy, man.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But what's the story with Trixies?
Well, Trixie's a good spot, man. What they've done is it used to be a two-sided venue. One side was alcohol and ladies, and the other side was not alcohol with ladies. Well, the laws changed here in Louisville, and they changed the place around. Now it's alcohol with ladies on one side, and then the other side is a live music venue. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of Mike Taylor. He's from Surviving Thalia and Nemesis and all kinds of other bands. Well, he's the sound engineer for the place. We sound great every time we play there. And Trey, he runs the show. It's a really good setup, man. They take care of all their artists, and it's definitely a good place. We're pretty much that's our home base here lately, just because all the big shows. We got Moonshine Bandits coming up July 29th up there, and it's fun, man. We're getting ready to unveil our new full live band. But yeah, man, definitely check us out. I just wanted to reach out because Shaun, it sounds like he doesn't do many interviews, or he's new at it. But Shaun does a good job, man.
Yes, he's new.
He does a really good job, man.
Yeah. Now you're with Boombox Poets, which I just looked on Facebook. I liked your page. We're all good.
Thanks,
now, who are you? What's
I'm
your
Mike.
Name?
I'm Mike.
You're Mike. Okay, you're the vocals of the band.
Yeah, I'm the singer / rapper / booking agent / whatever.
Okay, I have a question for you. Okay, so you're saying that at one point you couldn't have liquor and tits?
Right. There's a law where you could have it's nudity and alcohol. Yeah, something like that. But they changed the rules.
You couldn't.
Yeah.
You couldn't, Tiffany. Put your titties away, Tiffany.
When I worked at PT's, man, back in 2004, 3, something like that. They were really crazy. ABC was changing the laws and trying to get pasties passed and all this legislation.
Yeah. I remember the pasties.
Didn't last long, though, did it?
Well, I mean,
No,
I'm not really
last
sure. I haven't been. Yeah, I mean, there's always loopholes. You gotta love loopholes.
Yeah, man, I noticed that they've been doing live stuff out there at Trixie's, and I was wondering, how that situation was. I'd seen the Flawed played out there, and Signal the Revolution, and all that, man. So I was, that's really cool that's going on out there. Is it more centered around the heavier, younger type music at this point?
He's going every which way. Like just the last show we played there, we played with the rapper Jelly Roll, and it sold the place out. And it's like he's like a southern rappy mix. He actually played Rock on the Range this year, so he's really good. And we played with Yin Yang Twins back in February, and we packed the house that night. I mean, Trey's he's getting a lot of promoters hitting him up because he's got a nice venue, and I mean it's catering to the hip hop, like you said. What's not to like about ladies and great music, you know what I mean?
Okay, but you said jelly rolls, and jelly rolls don't typically go with strip clubs.
No,
I mean,
the rapper Jelly Roll. You should see the rapper Jelly Roll out of Tennessee. He's really good. He does a lot of southern rock. He brings a live band with him. Yeah. But hey, I'll take a few donuts, whatever. I'm a fan of some pastries. Direct me to the nearest Krispy Kreme.
Ain't no shame in my donut game either, bro.
Yeah, Tiffany, we can't buy this kind of, podcast stuff.
Mm-hmm. Hey, he actually just released a good album, man. It's called Sobriety Sucks. I'm telling y'all, he's a hell of an artist, man. He had that whole place singing and enjoying themselves, because that's what it's really all about. Have a good time.
That's really
cool, man. We need to promote that. We need to promote that more so people know about it.
I agree.
It should come out. It's good times. Like he's talking about bringing some other artists, man. And yes, sir.
When are you going to be there next?
July 29th, man, with Moonshine Bandits. And we're going to be the direct support on that. Like I said, we're going to be unveiling our full live band. We were really working hard getting everything together. If you watch some of the videos, it's just us rapping to the tracks and this, that, and the other with a DJ, but we kind of moved on from that. It's just we needed to do more. We needed more instrumentation. It felt better. And we got that show, and then in September we play with Big Schmo. I don't know if you guys ever heard of him. He's like a country this hip hop situation where it's like country rap. It's taken over. It really is.
Did he have like a TV show on Big Smo?
Yeah, on A&E. He did
a reality show.
Yeah. And we're playing with him on September 23rd at Trixie's. Like I said, we really just play Trixie's when we're here in town, man. If we're out of town, that's a little different, but it's just we're selective. Now, we know Mike's going to have our sound perfect. We ain't got to worry about not hearing. I mean, no disrespect to Mercury or Diamonds or anything like that. It's just he knows us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hear you, brother. There's a lot to be said about that, too, man. I'm here to tell you.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool.
Oh, yeah. Don't get up there like you're tripping on acid. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? What's going on with the sound?
Is it me or the monitors, man? I don't know.
Yeah. Just looking at each other like, fuck it, go with it.
Go with it.
Man, it was good talking to you guys, man, but I really wanted to just reach out and say, Shaun's a rookie at it, but he gets out there. Not a lot of people do the handbill shit anymore. Everybody just wants to get on Facebook and boost their shit, and they don't want to go back and do it grassroots style, and that's one thing that it's really effective, I feel like, just by doing shows for so long, man. So, I mean, by all means, I think he does a good job, for real.
Very cool. Very cool. Thanks for calling in, man. It's good stuff.
Yeah, y'all come out to Trixie's and party, man, for real.
That way. I have no problem with that. Great.
All right, y'all have a good night. I'm going to check in with you again, man. Hey, you said you had a local hour as well, right, or a local show?
Locals, I do shows Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday and Wednesday, local music Wednesday night. Yeah, definitely listen to us. Reach out to me on Facebook because Wednesday nights is all about promoting the local scene. So
we're recording this whole new music too, man. So it'd be awesome.
Very cool.
You know what I'm saying, to give you some and
very cool.
Kick ass like sea bass. Y'all have a good night, guys.
All right, take care, bro.
You too, Mike. Good talking to you. Mike's a cool dude.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, man. Greg, did you think you were going to stay on this long tonight?
No, I didn't, man, but it's all good. I've had a pretty frustrating day, and this relieved a lot of tension. It's a good thing.
There you go. Man, I will definitely be seeing you Saturday night.
Cool.
Looking forward to the weekend. What else, besides Blue Funk, what's going on with Spare Change?
Friday night, I'm playing. we're playing a new place. I don't think they've ever played there before. It's on 44 in Mount Washington. I think it's called. Gosh, man, all these wrenches I'm throwing in the game here. It's a new place. It's an outside venue.
I thought they played there before. It's Lights Out Bar and Grill.
Lights Out. Yeah, they may have.
Yeah.
Not with me, so I can't. I can't.
Okay,
be
not
sure.
with. Okay, maybe. All right.
Yeah,
all right.
Lights Out. Thanks. It's the early gig. It's I think we start at 7 to 11 type thing. So I'm playing two nights this weekend with two different bands, and they're both going to be early nights. So that's kind of cool, kind of different. Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool. Good segment with the Velvet Saints. Good show tonight. We will hook up Wednesday night for our next podcast, which will be Roger Higdon and Johnny Edwards.
Johnny Edwards, man, and Roger Higdon. It's going to be a fun night all the way around, man. Roger and me go way back. I've got stories, and Roger's got stories for sure. And
I love it.
Yeah, and then Johnny's a real laid back, cool guy to talk to, and it's going to be a fun night.
That's why, not the only reason why, but you and I doing our podcast on Wednesday nights, you bring so much to the show because of your music history.
Dark, sexy sweatiness.
The sexy, sweaty stuff, because you are a sexy mofo. And, we're killing it. We're going to be killing it with the Wednesday night stuff because we got all these people who are they're wanting now to come on and hang with us. And,
that's awesome, man. I had people hit me up today about the show, and we talked about
lend a lot
Hank and
Good. You lend a lot of credibility to our Wednesday night. So from me to you, I thank you for.
Oh, thank you, man.
Oh yeah, it's all good. It's a way for you and I to hang out at least one night a week, right?
Yeah, that's it. At least, yeah. And we'll definitely do some alcoholic beverage consumption come Saturday.
Saturday night, absolutely. Greg, thanks for hanging out with me. We will we'll talk Wednesday night, and we'll be hanging out Saturday night.
Yeah, man, sounds good.
It is Shooting from the Lip, winding down tonight. Good show. We had Shaun Steiger, owner, operator of Eye of the Steiger Promotions. We had Velvet Saints, Kevin Manning, Rachel Hagan, Kevin They have an album release event this Saturday at Diamond Pub Concert Hall. Also, but not least, the County Line gigs this coming weekend. My man Chris Lucian couldn't be on tonight, but I have to promote it. The County Line weekend gigs, June 17th, Friday night, Josh Goodlett, his band will be performing. And then Saturday, June 18th, Big Steel Train, Brian Elmore and his band will be hitting it up Saturday night. So from me to you, have a good night and a pleasant day coming up. For those listening on the download, the archive version, stay tuned for the Reality Report with Russ Hinkle. Doing the Reality Report tonight with my man Russ Hinkle, who is home preparing for some surgery in the AM. Russ, how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling fine. Got a little bit of an instability in the knee area, but at least going to get one of my wheels realigned tomorrow with the ACL surgery and be out of commission for a little bit. But I'm doing okay.
But the jaws and the mouth and the tongue still works, right?
Oh yeah. It would take a lot to get that stuff to quit functioning properly.
Let's jump right in. Yesterday, Sunday, as we're recording this, horrific event took place in Orlando, Florida.
50 lives were lost, over 50 people injured. A tragedy. Let's go right in.
Absolutely.
Let's get your take. First, when you got wind and started hearing all the information of how this all played out, what was your immediate thoughts?
Well, that some idiot decided to go out and kill a bunch of people. That's the first thing. I mean, people want to assign blame in different areas. It's funny how everybody comes up with their agenda and wants to forward their agenda in a tragedy like this, and that is not in any way the way to address or approach it if you're wanting to like understand and then move in a direction that will affect change. The fact of the matter is this was a disturbed, messed up individual. That's number one. He probably had some mental illness. He was on some kind of a watch list. So he has problems. Number two, he's absolutely bigoted and has hatred for alternative lifestyles. Any lifestyle that doesn't fit his worldview, he hates. That's the number two thing. Then you got to kind of delve into that. So, well, why does he hate that? And it's going to be because of his religion. Mm-hmm. I mean, you even sent me some links today, and it's one thing that he's acting out on. It's another sickening thing, and it's Islamic fundamentalism. There's no, call it what it is. It's Islamic fundamentalism. But I don't want to let Christianity off the hook because you have absolute idiots online saying, "Oh, I don't condone violence, but that's just some dead sodomites or something like that." Coming from Christian, I'm talking about, Christian pastors that live within 10 miles, 5-10 miles probably of every one of us. There are people who go to churches like this that think that the Old Testament's real too. So religion is at the core of this. You can call, the Christians say, "Oh, well, it's the Muslims." Well, the only reason the Christians aren't doing it is because they've had a clash with modernity. They used to burn witches right here in this country. They would burn witches at the stake. And there's probably some churches right here in Louisville that still think that witches exist. That's how, absolutely retarded and blind people, in some levels of faith are. And then the ones like the newer ones are like, "Oh, well, we've left all that behind. Now it's just about the other make-believe stuff." So, no, sorry, it's all make-believe. And this particular instance is, we'll get back to it, Islamic fundamentalism, period. Muslim fundamentalism, however you want to slice it up. And, the agenda people try to say, well, we'll talk about gun control. Well, sorry, you know what? Gun control might be something in the future that will help things out. But right now you live in a culture that has the Second Amendment and people who have, have a culture of hunting and self-defense. I mean, I saw a big rant on, well, if you buy a gun, it's, this type of gun, it's for the sole purpose of killing someone. No, it's, there are self-defense, and they come out with studies saying, well, you're more likely to shoot one of your own, relatives than you are someone in a self-defense tech. Well, that's over millions of statistics over the entire country. Some people are dumb. They will shoot, the wrong person. And that's just the bottom line. But even if you sold no more guns right now, Kevin, there's some kind of staggering statistic like, 7 million guns or something like that I think that's probably low. But there's just like millions and millions of guns in circulation. They want to do something like Australia did and try to buy them all up or something like that. It's just, this culture is not ready. This American culture is not ready for staunch gun control mainly because of our history, mainly because we came from a tyrannical society in Britain, and the forefathers put the Second Amendment in there to make sure that if, the government starts getting crazy, people can rise up and fight them. Now, the argument is true too. I don't care if you have 1 million hillbillies or rednecks or crazy people, militiamen with AR-15s. They're not going to fight the United States government to any effect whatsoever. But it's just a principle. It's just something that they're not going to want to tussle with them either. They're going to want to try to work something out. they're not going to just go in and annihilate some kind of insurgency like that if it comes to it. But the main thing that this has done, and and it's a tragedy. I haven't spoke to the fact that it's absolutely a tragedy. I think that it's no different than if he went into a mall. To me, it's no different than if he went into a mall and shot up a bunch of people. It's just a crazy person who had access to something that has, if he is a citizen, we all have access to. He was on a watch list. One thing people should be talking about as far as the gun control camp goes is this guy was on a terrorist or a suspect watch list.
Yeah.
How did he even get access to this to firearms?
Mm-hmm.
Why is this happening? And there's all kinds of other questions to ask. But
my next question would be: is you've probably heard President Obama respond. He responded yesterday. He had some more comments today. How do you think his approach or his reaction to this, is he saying the right things, or where do you see, or how do you feel about how the president is responding to this? And
well, I mean, he's doing what he feels he has to do, which is be coded. I mean, he wants to acknowledge it's a tragedy. He does have an agenda, as do a lot of social democrats in that regard to invoke some gun control. He's tried throughout his administration to invoke gun control. He's had no luck whatsoever, and that's because of the culture. I mean, you're not going to change the culture with a law. That's all you're going to do is embolden it and make it stronger. So, and to answer your question, he's doing what he feels he has to do. The only thing that I think that most people in the center, I'm going to just speak to people in the center of the political spectrum, they are tired of hearing, this is a terrible act of terrorism and beating around the bush and not calling it religious fundamentalism, and even more specifically, Islamic fundamentalism. I mean, the guy called 911 and pledged support to ISIS for whatever, and maybe that's just him being ridiculous or insane or something, but I kind of feel like he wasn't messing around when he said that. So I mean, Obama, he's in his second term. He doesn't have to say anything. The only thing he has to do is not piss off the Democratic base for the next person running, which is Hillary. So he just and he doesn't want to talk about gun control too much right now in the in an election year, because he doesn't want to build up. He's just going to stay as center as he can and say what he thinks he can say without offending the least people.
There was some stat or figures that came out. I want to say probably on CNN or something like that, where they showed the number of mass shootings after 9/11. Once the Homeland Security got put in place, and there's a lot of people, and I have to admit, I'm one of them that, man, I have this. My feeling is that, man, a lot of us are a moment away from something like this. That this yesterday, Sunday, the tragedy in Orlando is starting to become the norm. Now, granted, 50 lives lost yesterday is outside of 9/11 is the most in U.S. history as far as the mass shooting, killing. I'm not trying to be. I'd love to be optimistic, but I'm starting to think, until there is some type of really reaction to this, that these events are going to happen more often than not. It may not be 50 people. Well, actually, I'll take it back. I think the next time it happens, because it's these people are seeing that it can happen. This stuff. I mean, people who are trying to have this
hatred for the U.S. and everything that we stand for. You know, the next person is got 51 to 100 people in mind, and I think that's going to be maybe the norm. I mean, I could see it happening another time this year.
Oh, of course. I mean, it could, something crazy could happen tomorrow. But I mean, the main thing is here I mean, most people who even disagree with U.S. policy, most, I don't care if it's the Westboro Baptist Church who came to, protest Muhammad Ali's funeral just because they're a bunch of idiots, or if it's Islamic fundamentalists. Even the ones that completely, would love to see America fall and don't agree with a lot of things, they're not the type of people who are going to go out and do this type of, thing, kill people or whatever. What it takes an insane person, a mentally unstable person, and the, religious ideology, or like the guy that shot up the school in Connecticut, he was just off his rocker and pissed off at society, in general. And the kid that went and shot the black church in South Carolina, he was just, uber racist. And I mean, so it takes mental instability and bigotry together to make this happen. So, I mean, yeah, we're an open society. We're a free society. We are vulnerable to this type of stuff. What it's going to do is just going to make people less it's going to hurt the economy. It's going to make people less willing to go out to public places. I mean, we got the Gay Pride Parade, or the Gay Pride Month Parade starts like in Louisville this coming weekend. And I mean, you can guarantee people are going to be a little trepidatious about some of that stuff, or it may have the opposite effect. People may be even more emboldened and come out in bigger numbers, which, like you said, you got, concerts, the Derby, even Muhammad Ali's funeral was a big event. And people are they're gonna look for. I mean, this guy, like I said, he wasn't looking for a big event. He was just mad because the guys kiss each other. Apparently, is what the rumors I've been hearing. So yeah,
that plays into their culture too. I mean, their culture is totally homophobic, and that the whole notion of that scene, if you will, is what hatred. I mean, it's clearly he was targeting. He knew who he was targeting.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I mean, but you touched on some of the preachers and pastors that went online through social media, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, and you had some of these sycophants, if I see them that way, who who are supposed to be, it's preaching love and forgiveness, compassion. You got some people who made it clear that, and I'm paraphrasing here, that there's 50 less pedophiles now, and taking, going after the victims as if they had something, they were reaping what they sowed in their lives, and maybe this will teach those that are that live that lifestyle to change their ways or whatever. What's your take to, seriously, what's your true response to that rhetoric?
Those people are as idiotic as people that are passionate about ISIS. The people who act like that in the Christian faith are no different, absolutely no different than the people who want an Islamic caliphate. That video that you sent me with that particular person that you're talking about, he actually said in his thing that he thinks that a just country, that they shouldn't be killed like that, but that a just country would prosecute them and have them executed under a righteous law that follows the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
So those type of people, I mean, I would never, if I had any way to do it, I would to to push back against that types of idiocy and that just absolute ugliness, which is religion for the most part, I wouldn't stop until people laughed about that. I was trying to think of a joke today. A Muslim, a Christian, a Jew, and a Hindu walk into a bar and start telling people about their worldview, and nobody gives a shit. I can't think of a good punchline other than that. That, all these people walk into a bar and start talking to people about their worldview, and not one person gives a shit. And I want, I honestly want Islam, Christianity, Hinduism, Judaism, all of it. I want every religion that has some kind of holy text that prescribes morals for our society. I want people to be laughed at when they talk about it, if they talk about it seriously.
Mm-hmm.
It's already happening. You watch, popular television like Family Guy and, a lot of the different sitcoms and more of the intellectual stuff. I mean, people will absolutely laugh. People, it's like the Noah's Ark thing up in northern Kentucky. I mean, people online just laugh at that all day long, yet we have a governor of our state that thinks that that's a good idea and it's going to be a good tourist draw, and probably believes that Noah tried to get a bunch of animals on a boat. I truly, truly want it to be that when people represent the idea that a guy 2,000 years ago tried to get every species of animals on Earth on a boat that they didn't have the technology to build, but some bearded sky god helped him do it. I want those people to be laughed at, because Thomas Jefferson said it best: ridicule is the only remedy against bad ideas. Basically, he said, and he said, the only thing you can do against bad ideas, the only weapon against indistinct, which he meant bad ideas, is ridicule. And no one has ever had a distinct, evidential idea of religion. It's all based on holy books that were written in the Stone Ages. Right. So, right. I mean, until then, we're going to have to deal with nonsense like these preachers saying stupid shit that they get from a book that was written back when people didn't know what germs were and where the sun went at night.
And the earth was still flat, right?
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Anyways, good stuff. There was a Trump quoted something today in response to Obama, basically saying Obama doesn't have a clue, or he totally does have a clue, and he's just not telling anybody. In response to, in a sense, what Obama's not per se doing. When it comes to the political race, who benefits more from, yesterday, Trump or Clinton?
Oh, Trump for sure. Mm-hmm. I mean, Trump's going to benefit more because it's going to, if they come out too far. Well, let's just keep score for a second here. People are coming out, talking about gun control. People are coming out talking about, Islamic terrorism, and those two are going to play on Trump's side, because people are going to look at him as like, he's definitely not going to, he's definitely for, the Second Amendment, which I have to say I support. I'm for the Second Amendment. However, doing background checks on crazy people seems like, most Americans agree with that, and that's where the debate gets lost. Is people on the right, even people on the right agree with that, but the NRA kind of just obfuscates the whole thing and makes it about, oh no, they're trying to take all your guns. They don't just want to do background checks on crazy people to keep them out of the hands of crazy people. That's just one thing. Then they're going to try to get the rest of it.
Right.
So, to answer the question, the gun control issue and the Islamic terrorism issue is going to play right into Trump's hand. Now, I don't know on the other side what is there on the other side. I don't know what there is. I think this is just stuff like this because Trump is a fear monger. You've heard him called a fear monger, and what better fodder, what better ammunition than something that would instill fear in almost everyone. I mean, you're probably going to have actually I have a gay friend here in Louisville that is a Trump supporter, which I mean I went back and forth with him on. I'm like, oh my goodness, are you kidding me? But he's just, I mean, he's just a red-blooded American male that likes dudes and thinks that Trump is a better answer. And I can't for the life of me figure out. I mean, it's like that reminds me of like poor people who think Trump's the answer.
Mm-hmm.
If you got poor people, if you got lower middle class people and gay people thinking if Trump's winning some votes from lower middle class and gay people, then he's bound to win because he does not represent the interests of either one of those groups of people, and he doesn't represent the interests of most of us. I can tell you that. People are just a lot of people are just pissed off, and they just want whatever. They just think, okay, well, let's just go with this crazy asshole and see what he can do, because none of the people who do this for a living are getting much accomplished. So let's just go with the crazy asshole and see what he does.
There you go. The reality report, the latest from our guy, Russ Hinkle, who is going under the knife Tuesday morning, but took the time out tonight to record this reality report segment for us. Russ, parting words? People, you want to shout out to all your fans out there?
Yeah, I'm sure. I think my role on the show is mainly to be controversial and piss people off. So I'll shout out to all the people who are grinding their teeth right now and wanting to disagree and say, hey,
At no time were any animals or people hurt during this presentation of Shooting